Good morning out there, students. This is teacher Prashant coming at you all with another video. So this is linear graph part 5, and in today's video we'll be learning what is an x-intercept. So let's go learn what is an x-intercept. X-intercept can be defined in two different ways. Number one is the value of x at the point when the value of y equals 0. And second is in terms of graphing, where a straight line intersects with the x-axis in a graph. So in order to understand what is an x-intercept, you have to study both of these definitions. So let's get started with definition number 1 and study what is definition number 1 in details. So let's start this lesson by learning definition 1. In definition number 1, it says that x-intercept is the value of x when the value of y equals 0. Now let's go apply this definition to this coordinate A. Now at coordinate A, the value of x is 1 and value of y equals 0. So let's have a look at this definition again, which says the value of x when the value of y equals 0. So let's write down the value of x right here. In this coordinate, x is equal to 1, and in this coordinate, y is equal to 0. So x-intercept is actually the value of x when y equals 0. So we can say that x-intercept is equal to 1. Why? Because x is 1 when y is 0. So what is the x-intercept at the coordinate A? So the x-intercept at coordinate A is 1. That is all what we call x-intercept. Isn't that super easy? Right? Now let's go do the same thing what we just did, but this time let's do it on a graph. So let's go plot our coordinate A and find out the value of x-intercept at that point. So our coordinate A is right here. So let's go mark our coordinate really quick. So as we can see right here, the value of x is 1 and value of y is 0. Now what is x-intercept? X-intercept is the value of x when value of y equals 0. So as we can see right here, x has a value of 1 and y has a value of 0. So we can say that our x-intercept is 1. So we can write our x-intercept value at point A is 1. Why? Because x is equal to 1 when y is equal to 0. And this will be our x-intercept. It's very simple, right? I know. So we are done with the plotting of the coordinate, and we are also done with finding the value for x-intercept. So let's go recap the definition of x-intercept really quick. X-intercept is termed as a value of x when the value of y equals 0. So let me write coordinate A, and let's take x as 1 and y is 2. Now in this coordinate, x equals 1 and x is not the x-intercept. The reason why x is not x-intercept is because the value of y is not equal to 0. So what else can we make out of this definition? We can easily understand that x-intercept can be only found where y is 0. So if y is not 0, there is no x-intercept. So let's write the same coordinate A. Let's write coordinate B 2 and 0. And let's write coordinate C as 3 and 0. Begin with coordinate A. X-intercept is 1. At coordinate B, x-intercept is 2. And at our last coordinate C, x-intercept is 3. Now what does each coordinate tell us? What are they trying to say? Now what they are trying to say is there are multiple coordinates on the graph where we could find a value for our x-intercept. Now please understand what that means. That means that A, B, and C are not the only 3 points on the graph which will give out a value for x-intercept. There are so many other coordinates on the graph where you can find a value for x-intercept. Now, so how do we find all those other points on a graph where we could possibly get a value for x-intercept? We can easily find those coordinates by writing x as a different number in a coordinate every time we write x with y equals 0. So to find out all the coordinates on the graph where we could find a value for our x-intercept, we have to take x as a different number when we write a coordinate of x with y equal to 0. Which is exactly what I did when I took x as 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3 and made out multiple coordinates with different values of x but with the same value of y, which is 0. So a quick question to everybody watching this video. What do we see here on the screen? We see 7 different coordinates on a graph which represent a value of x-intercept. Why every coordinate on a screen represent a value of x-intercept? The simple answer is because at every coordinate y equals 0 with a different value of x, which means all these 7 coordinates are actually 7 different points on the graph which will represent a value of x-intercept. Now let's go plot the same coordinates on the graph, which I've already done. You can see A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So what is the value of x-intercept at A? The value of x-intercept at A is 3, at B is 2, at C is 1, D is 0, E is -1, F is -2, and G is -3. So let me write down the values of x-intercept. So these are the value of x-intercept at our coordinates. Now do you notice one thing, that every coordinate on this line has a value of y equal to 0. Now what is this y equal to 0? Before we learn what is y equal to 0, let us join all these coordinates with the help of a straight line. So once we join all these coordinates with the straight line, we can say that at every point on this line, value of y equal to 0. So we can say that this line is actually y equal to 0. And every x on this line will be a value of x-intercept. That's why every value of x is a value of x-intercept itself. And we can also say that every point of the line y equal to 0, the x-coordinate will be the x-intercept. That's how we break down a topic. So now we know what is an x-intercept. So x-intercept is basically any value of x when it is paired with the value of y equals 0. Let's have a look at coordinate A. X is 3 and y is 0. So we can say since y is 0, x is 3, followed by the x-intercept values of 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3 of the following coordinates. Alright, now it's time to jump on to the second part of the definition, which was the point where a straight line cuts the x-axis in a graph. Now how does this definition relate to a value of x-intercept? Let's go check out. A point where a straight line cuts the x-axis in a graph. So let's make a straight line. Let's make any straight line. Let's take this line. Let's write the name of the line A and B. So this is line AB. My question is, what is the x-intercept of the line AB? And in simple words, we can say that at what point of x the line will cut the x-axis. So where is a point where the line AB intersects the x-axis? So we have a point where the line actually intersects the x-axis. So what do we do with this point? We do nothing special, but just write the coordinate. Let's take this coordinate as C, and the x at C is 3 and y at C is 0. X is 3, y is 0, which gives out to the value of x-intercept as 3. So let's write down the answer. X-intercept value of the line AB is 3. So that is how x-intercept is related to a straight line in a linear graph. Now let's draw another line. Let's write the name of the line C and D. And let me ask the same question. What is the x-intercept at the line CD? Now let's do the same thing and find out our x-intercept. So we can say that at this point the x value of this coordinate will be the x-intercept. So let's write x is -3 and y is 0. And that's how we can tell that x-intercept value of the line CD equals -3. Because when y is equal to 0, the value of x is -3. That's why -3 will be the x-intercept of the line CD. That's how a point where a straight line cuts the x-axis in a graph is termed as x-intercept. Because at that point y is always 0. Why? Because that point is x-axis where y equals 0. Now keep in mind that 0 is also a point of origin. A point of origin is a point where x-axis meets y-axis, and both of them values are 0. So before I finish this lesson, let me tell you the topic for our next lesson. In our next lesson, we'll be learning what is y-intercept. Consider subscribing if you're interested in future maths content, and please do hit a like on this video if this video was of any help to you. And thank you so much for watching.